Hey Steelers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into our Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumor video here on a Wednesday. Before we jump into Louis Riddick becoming the Steelers' next GM, it's possible. Go down below in the comment section right now, be part of our mailbag video later on this week. Myself or Megan Payton, both of the hosts here on this channel, might answer your question if you are a subscriber, and use the hashtag Steelers down below in the comment section right now. So again, be a subscriber, because only subscribers get their question pulled, and then use the hashtag Steelers down below to go ahead and ask any sort of Steeler-related question you want answered. All right, as we always do here on, I believe, Wednesdays. It's today Wednesday. I'm losing track of the days. Yes, let's jump into the latest Steelers news and rumors, starting with the report, which I'm sure you saw from a couple of days ago. Louis Riddick interviewing for the Steelers general manager position later on this week. So this report came out from multiple sources, including ESPN's Adam Schefter, because naturally he has an inside scoop to Louis Riddick, because they are technically co-workers, and Riddick now has an opportunity to become the Steelers GM. Now, you're just asking me, Thomas, who exactly is Louis Riddick? I will explain. Riddick, of course, was the Eagles' director of player personnel, most recently in 2013. Since then, he's been full-time at ESPN for the past 5-6 years. I'm sure you've seen him on NFL Live, or you've seen him on Get Up, or really most recently, he's most famous for being on ESPN's Monday Night Football broadcast, a part of that trio. I'm blanking on Mike Leach or Steve Levy, Brian Greasy, that's who it is, and Louis Riddick are your three people right now currently on Monday Night Football. Now, Behind the Steel Curtain has a good write-up on Riddick and his overall career. Throw it up on the screen. Quote, Riddick began his executive career in the NFL in 2001 as a pro scout for Washington before being promoted to director of pro personnel from 2005 to 2007. Riddick then went to Philadelphia Eagles as a pro scout in 2008 and was promoted the next season to the assistant director of pro personnel for 1 year for losing the assistant title for the following 4 seasons. In recent years, Riddick has been a part of ESPN as football analyst, and in 2020 became an announcer on Monday Night Football. Every offseason, Riddick's name is tossed around for GM openings, and he typically attends many interviews for these vacancies, end quote. Now, here's my thought process very simply on Louis Riddick. This is my opinion and my opinion alone. Don't buy everything you see on TV, aka don't buy people that you see on TV, because you can be sitting there watching ESPN and going, wow, Louis Riddick seems really smart. He's making a lot of sense in terms of talking about this pick or that player or this team or that scheme. And you can all go, oh, Louis seems very, very smart. And then in the end, Louis is nowhere near close to being a good GM candidate. I'm not saying that he is or he isn't. I'm just saying when you watch these people on TV, you watch Stephen A. Smith, you watch Dan Orlovsky, who I love, you watch Mina Kimes, you watch Nick Wright, who I used to work for at Fox. I mean, all these people, they're very knowledgeable, but it's different to sit in front of a camera, as I am right now, with a light and a camera and a microphone, and talk about football versus actually being in the GM seat and making all the decisions for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And so I'm not saying either way, whether Riddick would be great at this or whether he would be bad at this. I'm just saying, be careful what you want, be careful what you wish for, and don't believe everything you see on TV. If Riddick was that great, as the article said from Behind the Steel Curtain, he's had a lot of interviews for GM jobs. Someone would have taken him, right? That's always my thought process. If you see someone being interviewed a bunch for the same position in the National Football League over and over and over again and not getting the job, excuse me, there's something there. Because NFL owners and NFL front offices aren't stupid. They aren't going to let, the once-in-a-generational talent get away. Sometimes it happens. They slip through the cracks. I know, the 2013 Washington football team staff. I get that. I'm just saying, I just don't think that there's enough there for me to go ahead and fully endorse Riddick being the Steelers GM. But, again, I don't know Louis Riddick personally. I don't know if he's good or not. I just hope the Steelers get the best person available for the job. If it's Riddick, great. If not, then we'll wait and see who it is. Ad break, pin comment down below. Would you want Riddick as the Steelers' next GM? If you would, type Y down below for yes. If you would not, then go ahead and type N down below for now. All right, so the Senior Bowl happened over the past couple of days, actually this past weekend down there in Mobile, Alabama, and a lot of times, and really always, we get a lot of, I'd say, rumblings from the Senior Bowl, because coaches are there, player personnel are there, GMs are there, they're all looking at the Senior Bowl to try and find the next great player, and naturally the Steelers were all down there as well, and the reports are surfacing that they were very much into the quarterbacks of the Senior Bowl, because most of the quarterbacks who played in the Senior Bowl are the top quarterbacks in the draft. You talk about, Pickett, you talk about Howell, talk about Malik Willis, you talk about Desmond Ridder, they were all there, and they all had pretty good weekends. Now, the reports are saying that the Steelers met with Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell, and Malik Willis. They did not say if they met with Desmond Ridder or not, or I could not find if they met with Ridder or not, although he was there, and so you technically could have met with him. I'm sure they did, even if it wasn't officially reported. Either way, though, the main focus on this little section is that Willis is the quarterback that really, stood out at the Senior Bowl. Malik Willis out of Liberty had an incredible Senior Bowl, and if the Steelers met with him, as was reported, that might become the pick there in the middle of the first round for the next future starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, who's your favorite quarterback in this draft? Is it the consensus of, top quarterback in Kenny Pickett? Is it kind of the, dark horse in Desmond Ridder? Is it Malik Willis in that massive arm? Is it Sam Howell of UNC? Who is your favorite quarterback in this year's draft? Let me know down below right now. A quick look, though, at Malik Willis coming out of Liberty. He originally signed and was with the, I think it was Auburn for his first 2 seasons, then transferred over to Liberty once he lost that starting job to, who was it? I'm blanking on who was the starting quarterback for Auburn. Either way, you guys will comment on down who it is. Lost the job, goes over to Liberty, and plays very, very well. I mean, he had an incredible year last season. The problem is he plays at Liberty, and so you look at a guy who comes out of a non-SEC school, right, a non-Power 5 school, and you go, can he actually play at the National Football League level? And my answer is, based on what I've seen, is yes. He seems incredibly ready, incredibly talented. He has the size, he has mobility in the pocket, he has incredible arm strength. I see a lot of Herbert in him. I see a lot of Big Ben. I see a bigger Russell Wilson. I mean, this guy's got a cannon for an arm, maybe Josh Allen like. I like this guy. And honestly, let me just say this. Regardless if the Steelers want to take him or not, he will be a first-round draft pick. Like, mock drafts right now have him in round 2 or 3. That's going to change. He will be a first-round draft pick by the time the April 28th NFL draft comes around just a couple of months from now, because that's how the quarterback position works when you get to the draft. The height becomes too much to bear. They meet with these kids. They love meeting them in person, and Willis is testing very, very well based on everything that I have read. And so you're going to see a guy who was once considered a second or third-round draft pick out of Liberty climb his way back into the first round, very similar to what happened with Josh Allen. Josh Allen was out of Wyoming. Not many people, considered him to be a Power 5, or really I should say an SEC quarterback with a lot of skill, and yet he was there inside the top 10 and turned out to be great. So just wanted to give you guys a quick look at how it is working out right now for Malik Willis. I think he will be taken in the first round. I think the Steelers are very interested, along with many other teams, based on what they saw at the Senior Bowl. Now, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because we have plenty of great content coming up in terms of draft news. I mean, draft news, draft rumors, we will have it all covered here. So go down below and make sure you guys are subscribed, including, and not limited to, also quarterback trade news, which we'll get into right now. So, Russell Wilson, we talked about him on the channel a bunch here. Is he going to be traded? Is he not? Well, as we'll see in a second, there is a former Pittsburgh Steeler who went on a local Steeler radio station and said, this is the guy the Steelers must go get, a.k.a. in Russell Wilson. Before I show you that quote here first, we shout out to our friends at BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Steelers125. Get a 125% deposit bonus whenever you first sign up to bet on the Super Bowl. As it currently stands right now, the Rams are 4-point favorites, the over-under 48.5, and the props that you can bet on are always fun. Like look at these prop bets, right? So the first play of the game, money line, run is -150, pass is +120, so you can bet on what the first play of the game is going to be. That's always fun. Race to 10 points, money line, who gets there first? Rams -170, Bengals +125, or if you think neither team will get to 10 points, you have a +8,000 chance. I mean, the +8,000 is a payout, right? So you put down, what is that? $100, you win $8,000 if no team gets to 10 points. So fun stuff to bet on. Do it with our friends at BetUS. Chatsports.com/bet. That promo code is Steelers125. All right, so here's the quote from former Steelers Solomon Wilcots when asked about Russell Wilson, a local Steeler radio station, quote, go get Russell Wilson. He's going to get traded. Give up multiple first-round picks to get your quarterback, end quote. Now, I'm not either for or against Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson is still a great player, but my focus right now is not on what Solomon just said, but what's happening in the greater narrative of the National Football League. Russell Wilson's stock has dropped recently. I saw yesterday, was it on Get Up, that Booger McFarland from ESPN was saying that Russell Wilson is no longer an elite quarterback in the National Football League, and you can no longer count on Russell Wilson to win a Super Bowl? Like, that's the narrative going around right now, because Russ has had a back-to-back, struggling years with the Seattle Seahawks, even though it takes out of account, they basically have no running game. I don't care what you think about the current, Seattle backs. They're not that great. Offensive line has been terrible, and their defense went from being the Legion of Boom when Russ was at this peak of his powers to horrific. I mean, name a good player on that defense besides Bobby Wagner and Quadri Diggs? I don't know how to say his name. Either way, not a lot of great talent on that overall Seattle Seahawks roster. The GM is no good. I think Pete Carroll is washed, and so I think Russell Wilson's stock is dropping, which is good for the Steelers if they wanted to go ahead and trade for him. But I think either way, getting him would be a massive addition for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm for it, even though I just said I'm not either way. I'm fine with drafting Malik Willis. I'm fine with Russ. I'm fine with Aaron Rodgers. I just don't want it to be Mason Rudolph, as I'm sure you guys agree, and 100% back me on that. All right, we'll finish on this. Yay or nay for Russ? What do you think? Type YAY, yay, for Russell Wilson. Or type nay if you do not want Russell Wilson. Let me know what you guys think down below I'm fine either way. I just think people are starting to undersell how great he still is and put him on the Steeler roster, and he could be very, very special. All right, ultimate today on our Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumor video. Myself or Megan will have a future video coming up later on this week, including our mailbag video, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as we are growing at an incredible rate. The quest to 10K continues to go ahead and churn on. For our Steelers news and rumor video, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. Do the rest of your day.